So, hi, Tanya. Great to have Tanya Jackson joining me today for our Successful Coach interview series. Sorry that we're not able to do this live today, but instead it's going to be recorded and you guys will be seeing it in the Facebook group or on YouTube. So excited to be joined by you, Tanya, because you are an amazing branding and Instagram expert. And you've got a wealth of knowledge in digital marketing. And I know that a lot of my audience have been, needing help with their branding and also are curious about Instagram. So I have a lot of questions I want to ask you about that. But before we dive into that, can you just tell everyone a little bit about you and your work?
Yeah. Oh, so my name is Tanya, of course. I have a digital agency called Red Idea. I've been running for almost 10 years now. Marketing, I've been like over 15 years on the sector. And then, of course, I specialize in digital. And, and I love branding. Brand is like my passion. And the idea is to really help the business to translate that vision into a standout brand. This is the idea that when we work with a client, we very much try to understand their values, what they want for themselves, and what the client wants to perceive them. And then, of course, then we create the brand.
Wow, sounds amazing. Amazing. And you've been working with a lot of very creative clients often as well.
Yes, yes. So I had a mix of clients, small business, startup business, freelancers, and some medium-sized business. But majorities are creatives as well. And it's so different, sectors, but in the same way, the job itself is the same. You still need to understand them, understand the value, and try to communicate through the brand.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'd love to know a bit about your journey to getting to where you are today, developing your digital marketing agency. Because I'm very lucky to have you as my accountability buddy. So we know each other really well and get to talk most days. We probably know more about each other than some of our good friends do at this stage. So I'm really fortunate to have you as my accountability buddy. So we keep each other on track with continuing to grow our businesses. But I'd love to, hear from you. How did you get to this point of being involved in helping to create amazing brands for your clients and, developing your digital marketing agency? What led you to this point?
Well, everything started, let's put it that way. 17 years ago, when I came to UK, I was just a business consultancy, had a huge experience in business, huge experience in dealing with clients and client executives, and I enjoy it, but something was lacking, and I always liked the digital side. And then I had a first business was to do with marketing and fashion, and I figured out there was not my passion. And then I was work as a marketing manager for South Africa Airways and for also hospitality companies. And then I had my son, and I said, I can't work for anybody else anymore. I, was just struggling. I barely see him. And I said, I have to set up my own business. So I set up Right Idea, just marketing initially, just provide really traditional marketing strategy, help them with normal marketing plan, because that was my background anyway. That was my experience that I had. And then I decided to move more into the digital because, internet was evolving more, marketing was evolving, people want to know more about the website, the design side, the branding side. And I always loved the branding without not knowing how much I loved it before really start to work with it. Then I went to a few trainings and, did so many workshops to fully understand and able to pass on the message and able to consult my clients. And then in 2009, I decided, 2009, I set up Red Idea. And then few years down the line, 3 years or so, then the digital became more and more stronger. And then after that, I was invited by Birkbeck University to teach them digital marketing, which I still teach them as a guest lecturer. And I did a full term as well at Middlesex University, also digital and media management, which was very exciting, have students in the class. A little bit of hard time in terms of preparing all the work.
Of course.
I'll be just guest lecture. Guest lecture is very easy. You come on a day, have a whole day for the class. It's almost like a workshop with them.
Yeah.
And everyone is happy. I don't need all the preparation. And then, of course, I keep on doing workshop for other business, few councils in London, and at the moment, I just carry on helping my clients with the branding. So that's sort of somehow a short way to tell this story.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I know a lot of my audience have struggles around how to create their personal brand, because a lot of them are coaches and consultants. And first of all, they're nervous about stepping out there is one thing, but also because the coaching business, it's so much about you. It's actually your image, and you're having to put your head above the parapet a lot. What kind of advice would you have for a coach, a consultant, someone who's got to create a personal brand? What are the kind of key stages that you'd recommend that they go through?
Well, they really fully understand initially what's their values and the mission, what they want for themselves, and what they want to show for the audience. Because sometimes you create a brand, but you perceive your brand your way, but your clients perceive it in a different way, which we call mixed message. And the ideal scenario would be the person have a very clear vision, very solid, and communicate throughout a business card, website, themselves as addressing, so the person full perceive an ideal model. So the first thing I would say, write down, what you envisage for yourself, what you want for yourself. And if you can, of course, it's difficult, then you have to find an expert to help along ways, because it's just not about the values and the mission and the communication, but also the colors, and every color is meaning something, and what sort of meaning you want them to interpret.
Absolutely. So it's really about kind of knowing what you want to be known for, and knowing what you're about as well. So as a brand, and what your values are, and then being able to bring that through. Great. And and I know you build websites as well as doing the branding for your clients. So have you got any advice for a coach or consultant who's wanting to rebrand themselves and get a new website made? What kind of things do they need to think about?
Well, I think the first things, if we put a brand on the side, let's visualize here, they already have the branding, they sort of okay with the branding. And the first process, if you're thinking rebranding, would send a survey to your current clients and ask what they think about you, basically very honest. What do you perceive? What do you understand? Because majority of our clients, they never ask what the clients think about them.
Yeah.
It's so automatic. You provide a service, people are happy with a service, they provide the service, and then sometimes you provide much more than one or two service. Yeah. But maybe you didn't communicate, maybe it was not clear, maybe they don't know that, maybe a segment of your clients know, but other segment doesn't know. And then it's a way that you could even make more money if they know everything that you do. So first thing before rebranding is send a questionnaire, couple of questions to your key clients or the entire list, and said, how do you understand what I do? How do you perceive me? How do you perceive your brand? Do you thinking, I'm okay? Is my price is okay? Do you understand all the service? And having this survey back, you've got so much knowledge, and I think, oh my God, they think I'm cheap, or they may think I'm expensive, or they know that, they think that I'm just offer A and B service, and actually I'm offer C, D, and F, and I do one-to-one as well. And then with that is so much knowledge you can understand about you and what they perceive about yourself. Then with that, we start to create the new brand. How can we communicate that, and how can we make it better, and how can make maybe your logo is nice, but make, a little details on your logo to make it stand out logo.
Great. That's really, really, really good advice. And, in terms of the actual website, are there any features or things that they should really think about that you find that clients often forget when it comes to making that website work from a perspective of generating potential clients, generating leads?
Yeah, it's three things that the majority of the people, they forget. One thing is having a blog. Having a blog is essential. It's essential for two reasons. One reason is a way of you communicate, you put your news, you mention all the things that actually is not in your service, and is almost used as press releases sometimes. You could invite guests to be on your blog. But as well, in terms of optimization, when you have a blog, Google give you more points. It's almost the crawler machine visits you more often, and then you're more likely to have a higher ranking organically. Yeah. So you win so many levels that it's like impossible not to have a blog. And second thing is have a newsletter subscription. Majority of people, sometimes they hiding away instead of be something very easy and supposed to be, either a pop-up, or we call it exit pop-up. I don't know if you notice, sometimes you go to a website, you navigate through the website, and by the time you leave, there's come this pop-up and say, do you want to continue here about me? So there is so many strategies in terms of having a pop-up or a slide or something for newsletter, which is very, very important, because that's the way that you continue to communicate with that person. Maybe she or he didn't buy straight away, but having the newsletter, she might come back to you in the future.
Absolutely.
And the third thing, of course, call to action is very important, but one thing that's very easily done and is being very successful to my clients is have a chat live on a website. The reason is we are in 2019. People has no time. They don't want to send emails. Sometimes they don't want to call. They just want to see that you're there. And if they want to say a quick, hello, how much is this? Or can you do that? Or you provide that? Or, any silly question or important question, you that to answer straight away. Or there is some sort of, look, we're not here, but this is the email that's coming to you super quickly. And that's three things that you need to have on our website for sure. Then is the other strategies that every website needs it.
Yeah, great. So I know that you do a lot with Instagram, and I'm just wondering about your experience with Instagram, how it's been going for you, because whilst I teach LinkedIn, I know that some people in my audience are actually quite interested in Instagram and using that. But I wondered if you could share some tips quickly about Instagram, your experience with using Instagram with your clients.
I find Instagram at the moment very hot. It's like Instagram and LinkedIn, they are so good right now for clients. We know that, right? We speak every day about that. Talk about you, and I talk about how I get in clients as well. And one thing that I noticed later, I don't do much Facebook. I do it, but I'm focused much more time on Instagram now, probably because I love it. It's so, loads of branding and colors, and I love that.
Yeah.
But on the LinkedIn as well. But I think it's very direct. And one tip I say to all my clients is, please do loads of stories. Stories, grab people's attention. You can connect straight away. And you have a high levels of engagement as well. People click through as well. So if you're on Instagram, you need to be doing stories every day. If you have the time, please do IGTV as well, because IGTV becomes even more high engagement levels and click through than stories. Feed is still important, but it seems that the people don't use the feed as much anymore. It's just sort of like a presence. You need to be there. You need to post on the feed, just to people know that you're there, and you have a bigger content. You can write much more. But stories and IGTV is high levels of engagement right now.
Wow, fantastic, fantastic.
Another tip.
Go for it.
Direct message. People loving receive direct message. Of course, they need to be meaningful. It's not like a hi, hello, but it needs to be related to something that you can. And then you starting have the conversation, and from the conversation, the persons can be a client or a collaboration or a partner. So few people that I met in Zurich in Portugal was via Instagram, and we established work relationships. Some became clients just because I really like that company, and I saw they could improve that brand and they could improve the overall look. And everything is almost like a good service, good product, but the website was not aesthetically pleasing and was lacking some actions as well. So I contacted them and said, look, I love this, but I think you need, and they were like, yeah, you're right. We know that. How can we go and talk and have the next stage? So don't fear, go for it.
Great, great. So I know that you've got an event coming up, and I'm so excited to be coming to your event in it's next Friday, isn't it? On the 27th of September. Just wonder whether you could say a bit about it, because I know this event is going to be really great for coaches to attend. But just tell us a bit about it and the speakers and what the event is about.
Yeah, so the event's called Breakthrough in Business. It's going to be in London, and on 27th, Friday, in Notting Hill. It's super accessible. It's like a station, event place is 2 minutes walking away. And it's going to be four of us. So first person in the morning is Gail. She's a mindset expert. She's going to talk about fears and be unstoppable, and how can you run your business without fears, excitement, and etc. So she's amazing. Then it's going to be me talk about digital marketing, how to plan your business, how to have a creative strategy, looking a little bit in terms of social media. So it would be amazing. And then we have Helen talking about life and business coach, and how can you having a business but still be joyful, live to the full and be happy. And we know it's difficult, right? Having a business is a lot of stressful.
Yeah.
With clients, dealing with personal situations, and try to do your best and try to be happy.
Absolutely.
And, the subjects that is, she's gonna give loads of tips. And then the fourth speaker is Florence. She's gonna talk about how to pitch yourself, how to speak in public, how to present a great presentation.
Fantastic.
So I think all of us gonna learn from her as well.
Absolutely.
And the idea of this event is really help any business out there, with those specific points, because
Absolutely.
the business journey, we know that we need so much more, right? We need marketing, we need sales, we need mindset, we need the, confidence in how to present, we need to be joyful and unstoppable.
Absolutely. And the event that you created as well, it's very much about inspiring people, motivating them, bringing the community together as well, bringing business owners together and helping them to really play that bigger game. They're here for, and to lift them up. And I love the fact that you've got speakers who are giving talks on different areas. So it's really like your kind of full package of what you need to just give you that, that reset as an entrepreneur and get you kind of, so I find, like, even for myself, that these kind of days are so important, because even if you've been in business a long time and you've been really successful at it, you still need that opportunity to soak up from someone else their wisdom, and just to be in that space with, you know, with the community, and like talk and share ideas. So I know it's going to be an amazing, amazing day. I'm going to be there. And so for anyone listening to this, make sure that you book your tickets now, because you're just going to get so much from this day. And it's not expensive either. That's the other thing. I was amazed. You're only charging, what, 60 something pounds for like the early bird price. So it's not expensive. It's deliberately,
yeah. Early bird price last day is tomorrow.
Okay, so they need to get their tickets today. So I will share this video, and then, you know, guys, just book your tickets today, because it's going to be so worth it. It's a whole day in Notting Hill and expert advice.
That last thing, sorry, and I forgot, the end of the event we have the opportunity of networking. So anyone is there, we're going to have 30 minutes or more networks and drinks, you know, to everyone's discuss, hopefully collaborate, maybe, you know, can do business together. And that's the idea, as you said, you know, really bring the community, really, you know, be with each other, support each other, because you know, everyone's got a good strengths, weakness, and we need that.
And let's be honest, you know, when we come together and go to these kind of events, every time I go to an event, I pick up clients. Every time, literally. So one of the things is going into the events, being open, because you never know who you're going to meet, and quite often you meet someone who needs what you're offering. So it's a great way of becoming more visible and having a great fun day, and potentially gaining clients or even collaborations.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, I would love my audience to come, because I would love to give you a hug, say hi, have a drink with you, find out more about you guys. So like, you know, anyone that fancies coming along and you see me there, come and give me a hug, come and say hi. And likewise, I know Tanya is amazing at what she does. Take the opportunity to have a chat with Tanya if you come to the event, because you know, she is just stellar. And for me, you know, as someone who's in digital marketing, it's great to be buddied up with someone else who's also a digital marketer who I can learn from. So, you know, Tanya's been teaching me stuff about Instagram, because I'm so lazy on Instagram right now. So thank you so much, Tanya, for being here. Just, if someone is watching and they want to get in touch with you, how can they do that? What's the next step?
Well, just, you know, send email to me at, you know, tanya@redidea.co.uk, or visit my website, or go to my Instagram account as well, Tanya Jacks UK. Yeah, you know, I'm any contacts, I'm happy. And during the event, I'll be giving some freebies as well.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, great. Yeah. That's fantastic. So, well, thank you so much for today, Tanya. It's been great to talk to you. And just for everyone that is watching this, the recording, thank you so much for watching and joining us. We will be doing another interview next week with Inga Dexner, and we're going to be talking about Instagram. So again, it's continuing the theme. We're moving on to Instagram. But like I said, remember to get your tickets today, because the early bird expires tomorrow, and I would love to see you at that event on Friday next week. Okay, well, thanks so much, Tanya. We're going to say bye from now. Okay, bye, everyone.